It is our fifth video of sailing across the Pacific. The doldrums comes closer. Sailors know what I am talking about. For others, we will explain later. But the equator is approaching closer and closer. It is days 9th and 10th of our traveling. And in this video, we will talk about why doesn't our stern flood, but making underway, power outage at 2 a.m. A squall provides a scary surprise.
Nothing. Ben is continuing his fishing. He hopes. Me too.
When I saw this boat first time from the back, I asked Ben, how are we going to cross the Pacific? The water will be in the boat immediately. Apparently not.
If you look at the way the boat is built, it's very open on the back. And there is a reason is if we take a wave, we want the water to go back to the sea as soon as possible. Okay, but people think that there's a risk of a big waves from the back coming up the boat. But the way it is designed with a hull, the boat goes up on the wave, and the wave never enters the boat. It always stays under the hull.
And of course he's right, the boat is safe, we never had water coming from the back. But we talked about how difficult to move on the boat. But what is easy on the boat? Some stuff is very easy. For example, on Xavier's boat, it is easy to wash clothes because we have a great washing machine. There is no drying machine, but the drying was very easy too. We have wind. The most difficult thing for me on the boat was to change sheets on our bed. When first time I put sheets, the boat was not moving. It was not really comfortable. It was difficult, but not like when boat was moving. At first, the cabin is not too big. You can't stand up. You have to sit down or even lie down sometimes. And you have to hold yourself because the boat is rocking. Anyway, I was tired, I think, more than watching at night. It was really not easy. It was the easiest part to put pillow cases on the pillow. I, of course, made it faster, this video to move faster, but all this thing to put sheets on our bed took probably, I don't know, 20 minutes for me, or even more, because I did not want to get bruised again. I don't know, if you never experienced this, you will not understand. But people who experienced what I experienced on this boat, crossing the Pacific, you will understand what I mean. It was really the most difficult thing for me during crossing the Pacific Ocean. over and I was exhausted. But look at my bed. It's beautiful.
Somebody said that sailing is hours or even days of boredom punctuated by moments of terror. And sometimes that seems to be true. And most of those moments of terror, it seems, come at night, and like this one I'm about to describe, in the very darkest of nights where you can't see anything at all. What happened was about 2:45 in the morning, Zena was on watch. I was sleeping on deck near her. And suddenly she woke me up frantically because all of the power, all the electricity had gone off, all of her navigation systems, all of her lights and everything. Now, of course, the sails were still working fine and the boat was still slugging along, but we could not see anything. We were completely blind and we had no instruments whatsoever. Plus, we didn't know the cause of it. Well, she and I sort of got the boat under control a little bit because the autopilot, of course, switched off and we had to go to manual. But beyond that, we couldn't really figure out very well what to do. We woke up Xavier, and with his help and direction, we got things under control pretty quickly. We had one person shining a light on the compass binnacle, another person steering by hand, yet another person was troubleshooting, trying to figure out what happened. And basically what happened was the batteries went flat. There is an alarm for that when you're approaching low battery level, but the auditory part of the alarm that you would hear versus the part that would show up on a panel down below, the auditory part had been turned off. So a mistake had been made turning off that alarm you could hear, and as a result we didn't know that the batteries had gone flat and the electricity all went out. It was kind of terrifying for a few minutes, but we got everything under control. The boat kind of spun around a little bit until we got it back under control, and after that happened, of course nobody slept much the rest of the night, I don't think, but all that excitement was followed by just a beautiful morning on the ocean, and we proceeded on our way to Marquesas.
Sometimes on the deck we discovered not only the flying fish, but octopus like this as well. Many of them, actually.
One of the 2 or 3 scariest and most stressful moments of the entire Trans-Pacific trip happened at about dusk in the evening when suddenly, out of nowhere, we were struck unprepared by maybe the most violent squall that we encountered during the whole trip. We were unprepared because we just really were not paying that much attention, not close enough. We thought we had more time, and it was actually upon us before we expected, and it was much stronger than we expected. As a result, when the squall hit, we were under full sail. The wind suddenly went to 22 knots, which when you're under full sail on this boat with very large sails is quite a bit. The boat heeled really violently to one side, more than it had heeled during the entire rest of the passage. And at the same time, when we began to try to furl the Genoa to induce sail, we discovered that the furling mechanism on the Genoa was not working. So here we are in a situation where the wind is howling, and of course the wind generators over the top are howling as well to make everything worse. So it sounds terrible with all the howling. And then in addition, you have the boat heeled way over. You have the waves rushing by. You have the Genoa out of control, flopping around. By this point, one of the sheets had gotten loose and was flopping around as well. And so we had a complete mess on our hands in a pretty scary situation. So while I was at the wheel, Xavier went forward to try to bring the Genoa under control, and he managed over a great deal of time to to get the Genoa furled by hand. And furling by hand under these circumstances was a very difficult thing to do. He had to sit there and in the pitching front of the boat that's moving violently from side to side, with the Genoa flapping all around, the Genoa sheet, which is the line that you use to control the Genoa, in a ball flopping all around, and he's trying to furl this sail by hand. Zena went forward and managed to get this crazy ball of a flapping Genoa sheet under control and got it tied down, which helped the situation a lot because it enabled Xavier to concentrate on getting the Genoa furled completely by hand. Once that was done and we got ourselves back on course, got the main reefed and got it under control, then we brought the Solent sail out, which was a smaller sail for higher winds, and everything settled back down. We didn't encounter any more squalls that night, but that one, believe me, was enough for us. It was the worst squall experience of the entire trip.
Next day, the lines were untangled on the Genoa, and the Genoa is up. Full main sail is up, but the weather doesn't look great in the front of us and on the left. Let's see what the radar says. The radar shows the same, that there are a few spots with squalls. We will see how it will go today. Just stay on my YouTube channel and see you very, very soon. Goodbye.